Hello everyone, very good to see all of you here today. Welcome to this part of the talks, which is on how the School of ACE develops learning in our students. I'm Andy Rees. I'm the Director of Education and Experience in the school. And as such, I'm responsible for ensuring that every student has an excellent learning experience whilst they're at UEL. I work closely with the Dean of the school and the senior management team. And over the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to outline to you how we get you to learn, how we encourage students to excel, how we enable you to enter great careers. So moving on quickly, let me talk about some of the ways we do that. In the presentation, I'm going to talk about the approaches we undertake in some different categories. So first category, if you like, would be what it's like to be a student in a class at UEL. I think it'd be useful for you maybe to understand that. The second explores the ways in which you'll learn outside of the classroom, so the extended curriculum that we have for you. The third speaks to our placement as a careers-focused university. And the final area I'll cover will be about our academics and the people you'll be closely in touch with day to day, and how very much we're looking to create individuals such as you that will come to the university and then go out and make a change in the world. So our first category is about our classroom activity, and this hopefully will give you a sense as to the type of learning we undertake, the project-based and challenge-focused work that we do. We very much believe in creating an environment that is best for you to learn. So you'll encounter tutors, and what they'll do in your sessions will be shaped around learning by doing. For every student, this involves working in various ways. So sometimes it's collaboratively with others, sometimes on projects on your own. Frequently, through the process, you'll be making, designing, reflecting, analysing, building, examining, constructing, or maybe managing even. And so there are lots of ways in which you'll be directed to create things, to develop things, to think about things, to consider and debate things that will be aligned with the important employability skills that we want to give you so you can excel as you move into your future careers. We deliberately will teach you broad industry skills alongside the specialist knowledge that you'll have from your subject area, because we very much know that as we move through the fourth, the fifth and the sixth industrial revolutions, your careers will change. It's unlikely that you'll sit in one area for the whole of your life of employment. So we really want to make sure that you're entirely ready to enter the world of work and you survive and thrive in that world. And of course, our learning isn't just about being on campus. We take you overseas. Many of you today are overseas already. We'll take you to different places overseas. We take you to brilliant places in the UK as well. So you can see here some behind the scenes activity of individuals that have gone into studios, architecture studios, engineering sites. There's Secret Cinema here, where students have visited that, alongside other places such as Berlin, New York, Iceland, and Sri Lanka that students have visited as part of their courses. As well as learning by doing, you'll also do lots of project-based work. And by that, I mean making real things that land in the world. So you can see here a number of the student outputs that there have been in the last few years. There's everything here from an amazing construction site build across to a graphic that was put onto a rocket that was sent up in space and is still floating around in space. The students' work actually floating around in space, which is quite a unique thing. I won't go into the detail of these because I'm sure they'll be covered in some of the other sessions, but I will say to you that we very much are a challenge-based organisation. We set challenges to students, and often students will excel in their responses to these real-life problems that we set. So our next category is about learning from others, and personalised learning we'll speak about a bit here as well. We have an incredibly diverse student population at the university, and we really do believe that it's those people around you that you'll learn very much the most from. As I said at the start of the presentations, we are a career-focused institution. Now, what this means for you is that we create an environment where you can engage with facilities that are first class, and you can engage in practices that are very careers focused. What I'm going to do is just show you a quick video that will give you an overview of something that's embedded into every single one of our programs at every level, and it's called Professional Fitness, Mental Wealth.
By the time you graduate, the world of work will have changed, and that's because automation, AI, and cloud computing are changing the way that businesses operate, from shopping to entertainment and everything in between. To make sure you're prepared for this changing world, we've created our Professional Fitness and Mental Wealth program. It's included in every degree we offer, so whether you're studying to be an accountant, enter the world of fashion, or become a psychologist, we'll give you skills beyond your degree subject and ensure that you're ready for your career of choice. Each year, you'll take one mental wealth module and learn critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and resilience, alongside practical skills such as digital proficiency and industry connections. The content is tailored to your degree and will count towards your final course result. It will help you become the employer's first choice or to succeed in your new business venture. And there's more. To speed up your career search and land that all-important job interview, you'll get an online career passport. It provides proof of your achievements in each skill, sets you apart from other candidates, and gives you something more to talk about with employers. With mental wealth, investing in your future success is a no-brainer.
Okay, so that's our brilliant mental wealth program. As you hear, it's embedded into every one of our courses, postgraduate and undergraduate, and it provides a real opportunity for students to learn the key competencies and have them embedded into their learning every single day while they're at the university to enable them to enter higher level careers. We also, as you can see on the screen, have something called Project STEAM. And at the moment, this is for undergraduate students in the middle of their course. So literally as they start semester 2 or term 2 in their second year, they will engage in a cross-disciplinary project. And this project is set up often with live academics. It will be engaging with people from different areas. So for example, you would be involved with individuals from the computing area. You may be, if you're in the computing area, involved with people from the arts area. Architects will come together, as will engineers. The idea is that by working together outside of your discipline, you'll begin to better understand the ways in which people work together in industry. Because in these days, when you work, so frequently you'll be engaged with other people that have completely different disciplinary knowledge to you. You'll emerge from this, we hope, with an output that is something that will be unique to you that you can take to interview. So, for example, the artifact could be a case study, it could be a report, it could be a podcast, it might be an actual object that you've engineered together. So examples of the types of projects that students are working on, and this is often for external companies, are designs for websites or new marketing brands for external companies. We've also got students working on playgrounds for students in the local area. We've also got students working on large-scale artworks for installation in central London and actually travelling shows across Europe. And of course, hopefully you can see that in those projects, you would need people that have digital competency, so computing students, but you also need artists, creatives, architects, engineers. So we also have incredible resources at UEL. And the image here just gives you a sense as to some of those. You can see here some of the sculpture casting areas. If you're a fine artist, we've got photography resources. There's a flight simulator there. There's a robot arm that we use for all kinds of fabrication. Moving on, you can see here some of the engineering facilities particularly. And whilst you might be from a different area and think that these aren't going to be relevant to you, you'd be really surprised how many of our students do move across and do engage with digital fabrication, no matter what subject area they're looking at. The next two slides show two of our really innovative flexible learning labs, and these spaces were designed to allow you to work in numerous ways. So they're put in so you can work on design sprints to plan a product or an artifact. You can work on group seminars here. You can reflect or build on your knowledge and skills in these spaces, and sometimes we have industry events in them as well. In effect, what they do is allow you to have an internal discussion, and of course we have external guests that come in, but these spaces are already highly connected to the external environment too. So you could be in a global conference. Quite easily you could be speaking to people anywhere around the world whilst you're actually studying at UEL at the same time. So the second space I'll show you is the Lights Well in the AVA building. And similarly, excuse me, this offers a huge range of interactive opportunities for students. It has a direct connection to an external audience, as you can see by the huge monitor that's there. And we can pipe students and staff in and out of this space, whether they're studying digitally, or they're online, whether they're overseas, or whether they're in the UK. We also have an incredible library. So we have fantastic physical space, physical books, but we also have an enormous amount of online resources for you. Be that journals or be that actual publications. Alongside that, we have a thing called LinkedIn Learning, which is a professional version of YouTube. And in that, you'll find out how to do all kinds of things, from computer programming to critical reading. Pretty much every subject is covered here, with top professionals providing you tips on how to improve. And these things are there all the time. So this is on top of your study periods. You have opportunity to engage in LinkedIn Learning. And the final area I'd like to focus on is our global focus. And that particularly is through the world-leading academic staff that we have in the university. So you can see here a number of faces of our incredible staff. I actually could have put probably 150 faces up here because all of our staff have amazing expertise. They're scholars, but they also are very much practicing in research areas. And of course, they're key teachers to all of you, and they often have connection to employment. So here, let me just show you some of these individuals and describe some of their stories. So first up, I'll talk about Julie Wall, who's in the middle there in the top row. Julie is an exceptional member of staff. She's a reader in intelligent systems processing and modeling temporal data. She has real and virtual engagement in realistic immersive environments, or she has studied rather those environments. And she's really interested in different ways in which computers can support learning, can develop learning. If we travel down the page, so we look in the middle line and look at the gentleman who's leaning against a steel bar, that's Ravi. Ravi is a reader in coastal engineering. He's a specialist in modeling sedimentary transport processes. Yes, I don't understand what that means either, but in English what it means is he's very interested in what happens when tsunamis and storm surges occur, and he's amazing at creating ways in which they can be dispersed. So he models on computers and works with people in local environments, particularly in Southeast Asia, to ensure that populations are protected when those natural disasters potentially occur. And also on this slide, I've got another couple of people that I'll pick out. So second from the top left, as you move along with the glasses on his head, is Grenville Davey. And we also have in the middle row, in the center of one of his most famous sculptures, is Richard Wilson. Here we have a sculptor in Grenville who's a Turner Prize winner, and Richard, who has probably the most viewed sculpture in the whole of the world in his amazing piece of work that sits currently in Heathrow Airport in Terminal 5. What's common amongst all the academics here, and I could give you a story for each of them, is their concern about changing the world, developing the world and enabling the improvement of many of the things around us. There's certainly a focus around environmental and sustainable change amongst our academics, but many are interested in other areas, particularly links to the local community and international community. And you really will benefit from these when you attend at the university. I have to say, even though I may describe them as senior academics, these individuals are very much there for you, number one. And I can promise you they are lovely, approachable people that will want to see you do the very best at the university. So that concludes my talk. Thank you very much for listening. I hope it's given you a bit of an insight into what it's like to study at UEL, and I hope to see you here in future. Thank you.